Welcome to the show. This is Internet Uncapped. I am your host, Nicolas Cage, cosplaying as Evan. Joining me, as always, is Mitchell. But seriously, folks. Today, we are going to talk about Nicolas Cage. We're going to talk about Nicolas Cage and also talk a lot about Spider-Man, because Spider-Man in 2026 is going to have a really, really big year. But we want to do some reactions for you today on the new uh, show based on the comic called Spider-Man Noir. They're calling it Spider-Noir. Okay, whatever. I'm not too crazy personally. I'm not too crazy about the name, but it is what it is. And there are reasons why it's not called Spider-Man Noir. But we'll get into that in a minute. So we have two trailers. The show is going to be airing. You can choose between two different versions of the show. You can watch it in color, or you can watch it in black and white. Which is very interesting. We'll get into sort of why that is, and just sort of break down sort of the history of sort of noir as a genre of film, and also not so much TV, but mostly for film. So we're gonna go into it right now, and we're gonna break down a lot of different things. So I'm gonna pull up right now the black and white version of the trailer, and I'll just pause it every once in a while so that we can discuss. So I'm going to do full screen, and we're going to press play right now.
Tell me why.
You already know how it ends.
So what you're seeing already is this is not Peter Parker. This is Ben Reilly. Ben Reilly in this universe, circa 19. It's either the 30s or the 40s. I'm not sure which, but it basically takes place around the Great Depression era.
Mhm.
At least in the comics, it did. The show might be a little different, but basically, he is a private eye detective. He solves mysteries. He's looking for clues. But obviously, as you can see, he is inflicted by the spider that bit him. So this is more of it's more of a kind of like a horror, but also kind of like mystery, crime, pulp kind of take on Spider-Man, starring Nicolas Cage. So we'll just resume a little bit more.
Thoughts. Impulses. I manage to suppress them. Most of the time.
What's going on, Ben?
So that right there was Lamar Morris playing the role of Robbie Robertson. If everyone remembers from the Sam Raimi movies, Robbie was the assistant to J. Jonah Jameson, and we love Lamar Morris. He's a great actor in general. It's really awesome to see him in a sort of supporting role. He doesn't get a lot of exposure, Mitchell, but I know he was in. He's in all kinds of comedies and all kinds of other stuff. I think he may have been in Scary Movie, but I may be wrong.
I don't remember. But it's been a very long time since I've seen the scary movies. And just to add it on real quick, Prime, Amazon specifically, when it like some of the stuff that they've done recently, movies, TV, the general audience is happy with it. Fallout, I haven't heard anyone say anything negative about Fallout. To my knowledge, there's some people have nitpicked a couple of things like, oh, I don't like how they did that one thing. But it's not like they ruined the whole franchise. It's over. Like when like Stranger Things, people have destroyed that franchise now because of the new season. They've criticized it up the wazoo. But with Fallout, they've really built a core audience and they've really done a service to their fans. And people excuse me, people are genuinely enjoying the series, and I've enjoyed it. I've seen the first season. I'm on the second season now. I didn't get around to watching the first season when it just came out, and now the second season is out, and I've seen some spoilers, which I'm not happy about, but I will know next time. Get on that and watch it before I get spoiled. But overall, I think I don't know what her name is. It's Ella something.
Ella in Fallout.
Yeah, Ella Purnell.
Okay.
That's her name. She's fantastic. I think she does a really good job in the show. But Nicolas Cage, everyone makes memes and jokes about him, the way he acts. Um, you've seen it all. We know what he.
Oh yeah, he's been in great movies. He's been in terrible movies. He's been in things in between.
Mhm.
And what is evident here is, well, we're gonna get into it a little bit in the
Yeah,
trailer
later on. Yep.
later on, but basically, this is very firmly Nicolas Cage's version of Spider-Man. So,
Mhm.
we're gonna get into a lot more. But let's just get through just a little bit more of the trailer first.
Wait. What the hell happened to him?
I beat up some guys in a bar. And I got plastered.
So you see right there, it is full Nicolas Cage. I got beat up in a bar and I got plastered. I mean, that is all the mannerisms, all the ways that he talks, he jives. It is on full Looney Tunes kooky padookie display here
Mhm.
for the show. Which like you said, it's fantastic that Amazon and Sony are sort of just letting the freak flag fly for Nicolas Cage. Let's continue with the black and white version. And then this is coming up in a minute. But you'll see him swinging. There you go. There he is swinging. Spider-Noir, May 27th. 2 ways to watch in black and white or full color. So that is the first version of the trailer. Let's do some deep diving into a little bit. But let me also say before we actually get into that, I agree with you, Mitchell, absolutely about Prime. Prime has actually been really good over the last, I would say, decade at this point, because they had really invested early on in around, I would say, 2015 or 16, with television shows like The Tick. But you have the Man in the High Castle, you have Fallout, you have Invincible, The Boys. You have investments in all kinds of actually comic book related shows, but a lot of different types of shows. There was the other Philip K. Dick show. It was like Electric Dreams or something along those lines. But they have a lot of shows, and a lot of them are very top notch, high quality, and even if they have faltered a little bit, the money is on full display for these Prime shows. There really isn't, there really isn't a, even if some shows have lacked, there isn't a bad one in the bunch. I love Invincible personally, but I've also really been impressed with what they did with The Boys, and just let that all out. But Mitchell, first impressions so far on the trailer.
Mhm. I mean, Nicolas Cage, we know what he can do. Like we said before, he's a guy that has known to take bad roles. He's known to take good roles. It's sometimes it just seems like he just takes whatever job's there. But one thing you'll never ever hear someone say is you don't get effort from him. He gives you everything he has. Like he'll never go ahead and not give you 100%. He is one of the better, I would say, actors of this generation. Just for the simple fact that he cares about the craft. He wants it to be better, and you'll never hear him in controversy. You'll never hear him like, excuse me. You'll never hear him like doing some crazy nonsense. He just keeps his head down, and he just works. That's
No,
it.
it's true. And, he won an Oscar for Best Actor for Leaving Las Vegas. He's been in all kinds of movies, including a comic book movie. Well, a few comic book movies aside from Spider-Verse, but there was also Kick-Ass, where he played Big
Yes.
Daddy.
Yeah.
He was really good as Big Daddy. That was a great role for him. But yeah, no, I mean, he gives it his all. He gives it 110%. And I think it was clear that, because we didn't mention this, but obviously Nicolas Cage has played this character before in
Mhm.
in the first Spider-Verse movie, he was the voice of Spider-Man Noir, and because of that, they were developing the show, and they said, "Hey, Nick, do you want to play the main role? Do you want to be a part of the show?" And of course, he said,
Yeah.
"Let's do it, folks." That kind of thing. So I think it's fantastic that they really they really put maximum effort in the production, in letting Nicolas Cage do his Nicolas Cage thing, getting all-star A-list actors to
Mhm.
play these roles. We'll get into some of the speculation around some of the roles in a minute. But like I mentioned, Nicolas Cage, Lamar Morris, amongst a few people. So I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. I won't play the entire color trailer, but we're just gonna play just a little bit, and then we'll skim ahead. And then we'll get into the next thing in a minute. So we're gonna now play the True Hue full color version of the trailer right now. Let's get this up at full screen. Like I said, we're just gonna skim it just so people can see sort of the difference.
Tell me why.
You already know how it ends.
Well, then, start from the beginning.
All right, let's pause it there because you want to make sure you do your pauses.
Yeah, so let's see. So let's do here first, because this is full color, but there's the black and white version, which is really I love that the colors. So in the comics, the colors it was not a black and white comic. It was a full color comic, but basically you have kind of tinted hues. You have sort of smudgy browns and blues and kind of purple. Even the spotlight on him showing his sort of trench coat, and white goggles and stuff like that. You see the corridor has a nice hue of blues and stuff. Really, I know some people complain a little bit about the color grading. I know some people are very particular about that in movies and TV right now. I say, look, it is what it is, but I think that what you're seeing on full display is quite well realized. Let me just do this for a second. Yeah, so here, interesting that there's some daylight scenes as well, and then I'm gonna do right here. Look at that. I mean, that is a gorgeous shot, a mirror shot with Nicolas Cage, and this is a character. I think it's Cat, who is
Mhm.
sort of this version of the Black Cat, Felicia Hardy
Cat Burnell?
character, huh?
Cat Burnell? I'm joking.
Not Cat Burnell. No, we're not doing two broke girls up in
No,
here.
no, DSP's wife.
Oh! Sorry, who was I thinking of just now?
Kat
She has a
Dennings.
similar name.
Kat
Kat
Dennings.
Dennings. Kat Dennings. I don't know why I have Kat Dennings on the brain, but anyway, yeah, no, not two broke girls and not DSP's wife. But yeah, no, you kind of see like in the coloring here, sort of it's moodier. It's very dark, but it has sort of the tinges of like yellows and browns and that sort of coloring, which is I think is very reminiscent to the time, which was the 30s and the 40s.
Mhm.
I also, it also kind of, if you ever seen the movie Nightmare Alley, which also is a noir film, it has sort of that same kind of tone in terms of what you see in the colors. Very sort of hard boiled, very expressive, but like I said, muted, not super colorful, but it gets across sort of this kind of like dark underworld. And while we're paused on this, so there's been speculation about what exactly this character is, but as you can see, he is a kind of like spider-like creature.
It's Man Spider.
This is there are two characters that this could be. It could be like a man spider character, or it's Spider God, which has connections to the Spider Verse, which should be very interesting. There's him with the I got plastered. I actually want to do this, and I'm going to play this part in color because it's a fun scene.
Some guys in a bar. And I got plastered.
But yeah, no, I think that they're it is very unique actually that they're doing this in black and white and in color. I have to believe that's going to cost them a lot of extra money, because when you do black and white, it's very different when you render the how do I explain it? It's like when you do black and white, it's not like you put a black and white filter and that's it. You have to do it. You have to adjust the black and white in such a way where the light hits it in a certain way, and that is an editing process these days that can take forever. We take color for granted because of digital and technology and everything like that.
Mhm.
But when you have to reverse engineer it to black and white, it is different. So it's interesting that you're basically you're getting 8 episodes, but not only are you getting 8 episodes, you're getting a total of 16 episodes because you have 2 versions of the same episode, which I think is actually very very interesting. Kind of weird, Mitchell, that they have him swinging at the end during the daytime. I'm not sure why that is. Because
I
the
don't
whole point is that he's at night. Like he's like it's like Batman. It's like noir. So why would he be swinging in the daytime? I just don't understand that.
I think it was just to probably show like the different color contrast.
It's possible. No, it's absolutely possible. But hopefully that's a. I hope that's like a fake scene, and that the real scene is actually during the nighttime instead of this daytime scene. But it's very likely that they wanted to show off the colors. So let's get into speculation about who is playing what.
Mhm.
I'm gonna let me get out here. Okay. So now we're gonna get into some of the. It did flash very quickly, but
Mhm.
we're gonna get into some of the villains that may be showing up in the show, and who some people are already confirmed to be playing. So um, we have so far we have Sandman, played by Jack Houston. Um, we have a Molten Man. We saw a guy in both versions, sort of catching on fire, and that may be a Molten Man. We have Electro potentially showing up in the show. As you can see, his hand was in one of the frames.
Mhm.
Silvermane is being played by Brendan Gleeson. He is a mobster.
Okay.
In the main Spider-Man universe, he's a mobster, but he also like had this degenerative disease, so he had like this cyborg-esque body. More than likely, not going to be the case for this version. They're probably going to play it very straight, but he is a bad guy, very bad news for in the world of Spider-Man. Um, this is speculation that this could be like a man spider or a spotter god, to be determined. Whatever this may end up being,
Mhm.
and there is speculation that that there is a newer villain that has not shown up in any of the Spider-Man movies before. His name is Mr. Negative. He's
He
also
was
a mob boss, and he has these kind of like he has these kind of like influence powers that can like turn people who are usually good into like kind of like evil, but they're also like hypnotized, if that makes any level of
and
sense.
he was in the first
He was in the games, right? He was
yes.
in the video games, and you see in the bottom that the screenshot is from the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, he controls people pretty much.
Mhm. Yeah. And he
That's
was
cool.
he was one of the main villains pretty much in the game.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
no, and he's a great villain in the comics too. But definitely, he's come up in the games,
mhm.
and we may be seeing him in Spider Noir. But yeah, what's also interesting is that this version, there's been a couple of different descriptions, Mitchell, of Spider Noir. Number one is that he is described as 70% crime fighter and 30% Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes, and which I think is very interesting because I think they want to highlight sort of how mentally unstable he is, how kind of crazy he is, and even if there's a nobility to him, there's like
Mhm.
a level of darkness sort of seeping underneath, which is very consistent with the noir genre and tone, um, and that kind of thing. So that's Spider Noir. Before we get into sort of the overview of the other Spider-Man projects, Do you have any more thoughts or speculations about Spider-Noir?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that when it comes to Nicolas Cage, I have faith in him. I think even if this turns out that it's not a good job for him, I excuse me, I have faith that he's going to act his ass off. I
Okay.
have faith that he's going to be able to essentially knock this out of the park. I don't think that he is going to half-ass it. That's just not um who he is, you know what I mean? Like that's just not Nicolas Cage. He gives you 100% every time that he does anything, no matter how ridiculous the role was, or ridiculous the role is. Like I remember he was what was the movie? But he got stung by bees, and he's like,
Oh, the Wicker Man.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
He's like the bees, the bees, the bees.
Not the
And,
bees, the bees. Ah, they're my eyes.
yeah,
Ah.
and
Yeah.
it's kind of ridiculous, but
Oh yeah. No, that's the 70s one is obviously better, but he did a great job acting wise, even though that movie's awful. It's
mhm,
very, very bad. That was I'm confident also because there are a couple of reasons why. Number one is that Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who worked on Spider Verse, they are executive producers. They are overseeing this project, but also it's very clear to me that they are really stepping it up in terms of the production quality and
mhm,
costume. Even the swinging, like, the swinging and the use of the webbing, look great. I mean, it's you don't need to put movie money magic on the screen, but it's like, it looks super high quality. It looks like they're really investing their money into what the show should look like, and, like I said, yeah, it's like you said, even if the product ends up not being great, hope that they are putting their best effort into it, but something's telling me that this is gonna turn out pretty well, so we'll see. Uh,
mhm,
I think that at the very least, they are really, they're really putting it down. So just to wrap up, we are now gonna go into the overview of Spider-Man's 2026, a big year for sure. Um, Obviously, it's really more like 3 main projects. The 4th is just the fact that Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which is a kids show, is coming out with I think a 2nd or a 3rd season. A new season's coming out, but we have Spider-Noir that's in on May 27th, as we saw in the trailer. We have Spider-Man: Brand New Day, the next Marvel MCU movie, but it's also the next Spider-Man movie coming out in late July. And we have the 2nd season of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. We have not talked about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Mitchell. I will say I am a big fan of this show. I have not seen this level of quality in a Spider-Man show since Spectacular Spider-Man back in the day. This is a great one for sure. I really like it a lot, and I really like that they honor sort of the kind of the Silver Age and also mix it in with some MCU stuff. It's gonna be a cracking year for Spider-Man. We'll do more discussions at some point when it gets closer to the trailer on Spider-Man: Brand New Day, but we got a lot of characters that are gonna be in this thing, and there's been some leaks, as well, but I'm gonna list all of them right now. It's kinda crazy how many characters are gonna be in this thing. So we have a Tombstone, uh,
mhm.
reprising, in live action this time. It's by the same, voice actor, and he also was in the, Black Lightning show, as a different sort of bad guy character. We have Tarantula, we have Scorpion, we have Boomerang coming in, Punisher, the Hulk. Like, it's like there's so many people that are gonna be in this movie, and not only that, but, the one what's her name? The one who is in Stranger Things. Uh, God,
M Millie Bobby Brown?
no, not her, but that would be cool. No,
Renona
she's the
Ryder?
redhead.
Oh, I don't know her.
Yeah, The only other thing that I can think of that she was in was The Whale. Sadie Sink. Yeah, Sadie Sink is going to be in the show. And there's been some leaks and speculation about what her role might be. I'm not going to, contribute what I think just yet, but there are speculations that she could be like a bad guy or like an anti-hero type character. We're not sure yet. But yeah, a lot of Spider-Man coming down the pike. It's going to be very, very interesting. So yeah, we will talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day probably next time around, whenever that'll be, hopefully soon. But I think that'll do it for the show. Mitchell, any last thoughts on Spider-Noir or Spider-Man stuff?
No. I think we pretty much hit it all on the head. It's I trust Nicolas Cage. I think it's going to be a great series. Spider-Man, no matter what happens with Spider-Man, it always seems to be around. It's the most popular hero, honestly, which I think is funny because I think spiders are probably the thing that people are most scared about.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's probably one of the largest phobias, but he's the most relevant superhero probably after like Superman.
Yeah.
I would say like if you did a Mount Rushmore of superheroes,
Oh yeah,
Superman, Batman,
mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, and then it's kind of up the debate for who number 4 is.
Number 4, yeah, but those
probably
three,
probably Wonder Woman. Tell you the truth,
Wonder Woman,
maybe Captain America.
Or Captain America, Iron Man, and any of them could probably be competing for number 4. But those three easily, would be. Yes, I 100% agree with you there.
Yeah, and when you think of all the actors that have kind of donned the Spidey suit, they I think I think Andrew Garfield is one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood. I think he has so much range, and he's done a lot of movies, but I don't think he's gotten the credit that he deserves. And then you look at Tom Holland. Tom Holland shows his range all the time, and he out of the 3, I think he gets the most credit. And Tobey Maguire, he did the movie, I think it was called Brothers, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that
is, if you've never seen it, it is one of the best movies ever. You have to check it out. It's oh my god, it's such a great movie.
His performance is devastating.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. Crazy. I used to be, I was younger, so I'm going to use that as my excuse. I was an idiot. I used to think, oh, he's just Spider-Man. I watched that and I went, oh, whoa. He's more than just Spider-Man. Like, he opened my eyes up. I'll say that. But, yeah. So.
Yeah, no, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland are great. I mean, Andrew Garfield had a pretty bad rap just because of the source material that he was given. I think he redeemed himself in No Way Home, but it is what it is. So be sure to like and subscribe to the Internet Uncapped YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, at Internet Uncapped, and check us out on Spotify. And until next time, I'm gonna get plastered. Goodbye, everybody.